This is TB Talks and BS Walks. Join the conversation or the BS. Here are the masterminds behind the microphone, Tyler and Brian.
That's cool. Next topic. Did you hear? You probably have. President Trump's going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, in Missouri. Yes, I had heard about that. I haven't looked too much into that one.
He's flying into Springfield tomorrow. So there's already planning the big protests and all those things are happening. But he's going to speak at the Lauren Cook Company. Which is in North Springfield. It's a manufacturing plant. They design fans, blowers, gravity vents, and exhaust systems and things like that. And anyways, he's supposed to fly in here, and it's going to kick off his. He's trying to sell everybody on his tax system. So that's going to get started on Wednesday. I was going to go, but I'm out of town. I'm out of town for work, so I'm currently sitting in a hotel right now, actually. So I'm out of town for work, so I'm not going to be able to go. But I was looking forward to that. President coming to Springfield is a pretty big deal. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like I feel like we kind of failed at the primaries. That's just me. Like I haven't had a problem with most of what he's doing. So, I can't say anything really bad. I just don't think he was right.
Well, if you want the honest truth, man, neither one of the candidates would have been my pick. My view on it, I think Trump was definitely the better choice out of the two.
Well, and that's the beauty of opinion. Like, nobody has to agree with you, but that was who you thought would be the best one. That's who I thought would be the best one, but I still.
And it is. It's everybody's entitled to an opinion. As I said, my opinion is just that I look at it as a whole. We voted for him. He's the commander in chief. He's in office. There's nothing we can do about that. Constant bitching and complaining about it isn't going to do anything. I believe that, there are certain things that they need to leave the man alone and let him do what he's doing. There's other things too where, like the last couple of days, I've followed his Twitter, and the last couple of days, many people said that he was treating, they've got the Hurricane Harvey going through Texas right now and just destroying everything. And he made some comments on Twitter, and the way that he made the comments, it made it sound like, it was like a game, or it was just a way for him to be put on a pedestal to make him look good. He didn't really sound like he, had shown much concern for the tragedy that was involved. Now, however, just as in anything, things can get misconstrued through any kind of social media, as to the intent behind the messages, the intent behind his Twitter. But, it's a pretty big deal. He's coming to Springfield. I was pretty excited about that. We will get off of the politic train in a hurry, but I just wanted to bring that up because I've got some people that are going to that. So if you are going, if you're listening and you're going, actually by the time that this episode is posted, he will have already been here and left. If you went, send us a comment. You can find us on Facebook.
Facebook at TBBSEPC, on Twitter at TB and BSPC. So Twitter handle's kind of a little long. If you need to see that, go to our YouTube at TB Talks BS Walks, and you'll be able to. It's the main screen. You'll see the exact handles for where you need to go. put a lot of work into that. I'm proud of my little
Hey man, October 22nd. October 22nd, Walking Dead, Season 8.
Yeah, I'm getting into the Marvel series on Netflix, actually. I did not get into The Walking Dead. Or Game of Thrones, really. I've out of the mainstream TV shows that are out there, I'm kind of stuck on Netflix, watching like Luke Cage and Iron Fist and The Defenders.
You know, you should be careful saying that you don't watch Game of Thrones, because there might be people out here that will try to stab you in your sleep.
The winter can come. I don't care.
But I'm pretty stoked about the Season 8.
Walking Dead. I hear 7 ended
and,
crazy.
7 was crazy. The entire season was crazy. But I have a secret love for Negan, and I mean that in a totally non-homosexual way.
Got it.
He is Negan's a man, and I think he added. I think at the end of season 6, I was starting to get a little bored, and he breathed new life into the series for sure. And I have read, no spoilers, but I have read that season 8 is supposed to, as you know, Walking Dead is very good at killing people, and that season 8 is no different. Any kind of personal relationships that you might have invested with some of the main characters, I've heard those are going to be destroyed. So, not good. Not good. Looks like some big names might bite the bullet.
Well, you know, they got to compete with Game of Thrones somehow.
You know, that's actually, I've never seen Game of Thrones either. And I was just bashing. I was just bashing you for it, and I've never seen it.
As much as I've not seen it, I know a bit about it. But
well, it's like every time that someone talks TV, I mean, Game of Thrones comes up in the conversation at some point.
Why do you think I brought it up? Like, I knew it was going to come up anyway. Like, just thought I'd get it out there that neither one of us really watch it.
Yeah. We don't. But maybe one of these days, whenever they come to a close, I will binge watch it on Netflix.
I mean, that's what I'm doing with Star Trek right now, the original series. I just went back and watching all those from the beginning.
I never started watching. You know, Star Trek, man, I just can't get into that. I haven't been able to get into the movies or the TV shows. I didn't even start watching Walking Dead until it was in season 4, and I decided that I would find out what the hype was about it. You know, I heard everyone talk about it. So I started watched that first episode and never put it down. I binge watched the first 4 seasons. And then I didn't even have live TV at the time. I didn't have DirecTV or anything to watch current episodes. So I actually re-signed up for DirecTV, so I was able to watch it. And since then, that's dedication,
or an addiction,
isn't it?
One of the two.
Well, there's plenty of other things that I could be addicted to. However, Walking Dead, I'll take it.
Right.
So, what's new down your way? Have you guys had a hot summer?
Actually, for New Mexico, it's been pretty cool. Actually, we've already cooled down quite a bit, and just in this last 2 weeks or so, we're in our 50s and 60s. When normally summer is summer, dude. Like, summer is, melting in a room somewhere, unable to remove any more clothing because it's just so hot.
What's there to do down there? I mean, you guys have casinos?
Well, I mean, I work security at a casino. And we have 3 up here. So there's 3 different casinos to go to. A lot of people like to go.
You work security at a casino? That's got to be a bomb job. How does that work? Is that? That's got to be pretty exciting.
It has its moments. We're a racetrack and casino, so we have the horses come through. And as soon as I say that, everybody's going to know where I work. They just have to look it up. I'm not going to say it right now because they don't want. I'm not going to say the name because they don't want any relation to me, I'm sure. So, but
Is it owned by Native Americans? Because I think all casinos are owned by
not.
Indians.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
I stand
all
corrected.
casinos.
Everyone that I've ever seen was owned by Native Americans.
No, not all of them.
And then
the majority up here are, but not all.
Okay. So, how much money have you seen at one time?
I've seen paid out to a customer close to 40 grand.
That was a stack of hundreds or 20s. What'd they pay him with?
Money. They don't really let it, like, we
That's
just
all I'm saying.
escort it. We're not allowed to give out too much detail on anything, really. It was 40 grand. It was amazing. They liked it. We didn't get a tip. I walked away. That was about it.
Did it take every ounce of your being, like, not to, like, punch him in the face and take the money?
Not at all. I mean, I was raised
Yeah.
differently. A job's a job. Like, that's what they told us when I started. We could get tips, we could do this, we could do that, but it's a job. Like, I have a wife, I have a son, so I don't pay attention to the money really. The tip is always a nice surprise to me.
What kind of tip did you get?
Nothing. No tip.
This guy just won 40 grand and he didn't tip you? I definitely would have stolen.
Well, since I go in with the attitude of not expecting a tip, it didn't really bother me. Although the reason I say we didn't get a tip was because everybody else I worked with had such a fit about it. Like, it's understandable. I understand where they're coming from. But, yeah, not even the cashiers got a tip. So it's like nobody. But
are you guys allowed to carry firearms? Do they have any kind of security there that, I mean, it's armed, or is it all just...
Technically.
I mean, they give you guys anything? I mean, you have a radio? You have pepper spray? I mean,
we got radios. We got other things, but like I said, there's only so much information I can give out about a casino, especially when I'm a part of. Like, so...
That's the one thing that's one thing that I've always wondered. I've always wondered why that casinos are so top secret. Like, for example, the first casino I ever went to, I was 21. It was on my 21st birthday, actually, and I went with my parents. I didn't even get to drink on my 21st birthday because I was with my mom and dad, and at that time, like, I was too busy worried about what they thought. So I was like, you know what? Like, it's probably not a good idea for me to have a drink. But anyway, so we went to the casino, and I walk in the front door, and I thought, man, this is cool. I've never been here. So the first thing I do is pull up my cell phone and start to take a picture. And I realized real quick that they frown upon that. So, and I honestly don't know why. I don't understand how that taking a picture of inside the casino is supposed to reveal some top secret information is how they conduct business.
I'm not entirely positive of this theory, but my belief is it kind of carried in from the old machines. The old machines used to run a certain way, and when they hit a certain thing that normally was like a forerunner to a jackpot. So they didn't want people giving out pictures of things that could happen. Then there's the one reason they don't like pictures in casinos at all isn't really for the machines, it's for the people in it. With the old stigma that came with casinos, people who went there were immediately looked upon as having a problem, having an addiction. Wow, that was thunder. Having an addiction, just they had to gamble. So in taking pictures of people inside the casino, like if you had a politician or the mayor or city council or somebody in there, gambling, under the old stigma they had a problem, so therefore they could not be in a position of authority.
I guess it's kind of like an invasion of privacy kind of thing.
that's normally why they don't allow pictures. Like, we allow pictures of, like, the winning machine or some of our memorabilia, but nothing of the people walking around, nothing of, like, the outside of the casino, looking into the people who are playing, because if you get somebody in authority, it could be an issue.
Is that a pretty good way to get your phone jacked?
No, we don't take it. We just tell you to put it in your pocket. Like, we try to be, courteous. We try to be understanding, We don't allow weapons inside. We don't allow outside drinks just in case you spike something, because there's no alcohol allowed on our floors in New Mexico. That's a state law. Yeah.
Really?
We don't allow backpacks. We don't allow hoodies. There are just certain things we don't allow for safety, and then there's things we don't allow just, personal privacy, or because that's the rule. And, we get our attitudes from people who don't understand, but, what else? What can you do?
Kind of off topic here. It's kind of changing directions, but how was the eclipse there? Did you guys get a good view of that?
I work overnights, dude. But the whole time the eclipse is happening, I'm in a coma. Like, that just helped me sleep. I don't know what everybody's losing their mind about.
So people listening right now are freaking out like you're on some kind of medication. He was not literally in a coma, ladies and gentlemen. That is a remember that lack of a better term thing? You probably used a different one. But anyways, was New Mexico, or where you were at, I guess, were you totality, or were you just a partial? Do you know that?
Like, nobody here really talked about it. Like, most of the people that I talked to here brought up the eclipse.
Dude, it blew up. It blew up social media, man. Like, it was all over my Facebook, all over my Twitter. It was everywhere.
Here in New Mexico, with the people that I talked to at my job, like, it was brought up ironically. Like, nobody really cared. It was one of those, the sun's gonna go dark for a few minutes. Like, whoopee, we got work. Let's go. Like, nobody really.
The reason I bring this up. This is trending on Twitter, and there are people in California that are being treated at a local hospital after putting sunscreen on their eyeballs during the eclipse.
Oh boy!
You heard it correctly. Putting sunscreen on their eyeballs.
This is in California?
Yes. This is why that they should succeed from the United States. That's.
Like, I have a hard time with California. One of my best friends, actually, known him forever, lives in California. So I hate saying anything about California. But I sometimes wonder if there's something in the water. Because a lot of stuff happens in California that just doesn't make any, like, logical sense. Like, it blows my mind.
Did you hear about speaking of water, did you hear about I think his first name was Alex, I forget what his last name was, but he's like one of the biggest conspiracy theorists like ever, and he has, I mean, like tens of millions of views on his content on YouTube. But he made a comment, it was, I don't know how long ago it was, but he made a comment about he actually thought that there was something, they were putting chemicals in the water that were turning people gay.
Oh yeah, well, they've been saying that about all sorts of stuff. Soy milk, water, regular milk, food, air.
Are you a conspiracy guy? Are you a conspiracy guy? Like, do you believe in conspiracies?
When there's enough to back it. Like, I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. I can see how some of them make sense, but they don't have a lot of, like, factual backing. It's just somebody scared. Like, it's somebody, coming up with what could happen. And we have enough of that,
Oh, there was
anyway.
just ones that I could think of are like, that 9/11 was an inside job. I'm not going to dive into this, but or that there were the whole Area 51 situation. I don't know. I'm just not, I I do believe that Tupac is dead. I don't believe that Tupac is
on an island somewhere.
You know, right?
B.I.G. and
but
now Chester Bennington.
let's see